Good day, everyone. This is Rita Choi, founder of Asia HRM. Asia HRM is a human resources community for Asia, focusing on leadership and coaching. We also have a coaching platform connecting qualified coaches with their potential clients. And if we also help organizations build high-performing teams. If you want to know more, just contact us. Time really flies. Today is the last session of our series in Hong Kong. And in each of our sessions, we have invited HR leaders to tackle challenges identified in our recent HR survey. And today, I'm a bit missed of this Hong Kong session. And starting next week, we are going to move on to Singapore at the same time, Wednesday at 12 o'clock. For today's topic, actually, we have identified this. This is considered one of the top challenges in our survey, which is AI adoption. With this AI adoption, in our survey, 35% of the total of 65% company who have expressed that with the adoption of AI, they just find that the HR people are not that tech savvy in preparing for this adoption. And with this big question, big challenge, I'm going to leave it to our speaker to share with us her experience and knowledge. And the speaker for today, I'm so glad that Tina has accepted my invitation. Tina Ko is the Vice President, People and Culture of Asia Pacific at Mattel. She has been leading critical enterprise initiatives as well as people strategy for Asia Pacific region to empower a culture of growth, optimism, and well-being. Prior to joining Mattel 5 years ago, she was the Asia Pacific HR Director for Wolverine worldwide, where she provided strategic and operational leadership of the regional HR team in Asia. And of course, before that, she has also held senior HR leadership positions at various MNCs. Tina is passionate about building a purpose-driven workplace and championing DEI, that is diversity, equity, inclusion. Without further ado, I would love to introduce, welcome Tina to the stage here. And today's format is a bit special. We are going to do it in Q&A format, meaning there are some questions for Tina, and all these questions will be answered by her. So Tina, welcome again to this stage. And would you like to share with us something before we start the session?
Sure. So first of all, thank you for the invite again, Rita. So I have to say that actually AI is a very hot topic, and of course I was also involved in the survey to actually now know about the result and tie into the topic. And the thing is that again, I've been fortunate that our company actually has been very forward thinking, and we've been coming up with the idea, I would say AI ideation 3 years ago. So again, I'm hoping that, in the next 25, 30 minutes, I will able to share some of the practices, and of course, welcome also, your questions and I would say questions from life, so that then, we can get to know more, different practices and, how AI is gonna transform the way we work every day.
Thank you, Tina. Thanks so much. So I would like to start off with the question about AI adoption, right? Earlier I mentioned that in our survey, out of the 65% of companies who have adopted AI, they expressed that they just find that 35% of the companies, especially the HR team, are not that tech savvy. So what would be the advice for us so that these companies the HR team would be more well prepared for it?
Well, first of all, I would say that is very important. We walk the talk, which means that we, as I would say, HR leaders, we have to actually lead by example, by actually learning what HR, how does it work, and at the same time, what are some of the challenges? I whenever there's an AI topics, like in the last 1-2 years, I will go out to find out, hey, what are other companies are doing. And at the same time, we have also been organizing AI workshop to understand actually what exactly AI, is means, and at the same time, what are the benefits, and also what has been also some of the lowlights about AI so far. For example, the bias, hallucination. There are also factual inaccuracy of AI, even though people think that, hey, AI is I would say perfect, but indeed it's not. And so that then we will understand how actually we can use AI tools responsibly, so that then we can become, I would say, the champion, to drive, I would say, the adoptions, in the organization.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With AI
So
workshops telling
yeah. So that will be, I would say again, lead by example. I think that's very clear. The first thing is really know about how AI works. And then I would say that if possible, try to also learn and adopt, I would say, AI powered tool, particularly in areas that I have seen in recruitment, performance analytic, and also personalized learning and development areas, because I've seen them being getting more mature, and there are more tools actually available in the market that you can test it out. And then, of course, once that is being done, we can also look into adopting tools that can actually help us to automate some of our particularly transactional, operational processes that can hopefully, free us up with more time, right? So that we can learn more and going, out to understand different best practices, right? So, for example, in our company, we indeed has already, fortunate to have like Copilot. We actually use it to capture meeting minutes, actions. We also have already been using also AI tools to prepare our presentation, and also conduct analysis with our pulse survey, and also, which we also leverage the usage in our organization's talent and planning processes.
Very nice. Thank you, Tina. As an HR
Yes.
leader, lead by example, how AI works, and then learn and adopt AI powered tools. And Copilot
Yeah.
is one of them.
Yeah.
Thank you so
And I
much.
would say that, it's just like anything new, right? Even like learning a new sport, right? You have to actually get to know it, try and error, experiment it, so that you will feel more comfortable with it.
Yeah, try and error so that we can feel more comfortable. Got it. Thank you, Tina. Then about these key technological trends, which technological advancements should HR professionals prioritize today, and how do these trends influence staff adaptation and development?
Well, like what I mentioned, so the personalized learning and development kind of tools, that's going to help us actually to identify the skill gap between the talents, and also, I would say, the competency, which actually I would say that may actually foster a culture of continuous learning by the technical enabled kind of personalized learning and development initiative, right? Because by then, employees can actually see that their learning becomes, their day-to-day kind of like part of work, instead of treating training, learning as a separate activities, right? And at the same time, like what I mentioned about, some of the AI power tool, where that can help you to actually conduct analytical, I would say, work, so that then again, with those data driven kind of insight, we can actually use them to tackle burnout, retention, disengagement proactively, that probably will help to improve the engagement. And also, addressing some of the fear, trust issue, using AI.
Wow, that is nice. Tina, you mentioned that having a culture of continuous learning is very important, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we enhance this culture?
Well, I would say that few things, right? Enhancing the culture. So first of all, I think having a growth mindset is very important. So the thing is, I would say cultivate a culture of continuous learning. With different, like what I mentioned about the experimentations about AI. Giving them, I would say, different kind of AI tool that they can experiment, and also platform for them to actually share the usage. The feedback is very important. And at the same time, we all know, right? Individuals, we learn, new things differently. Some are better with group learning. Some are better with in-house, I would say classroom trained, learning. And I think probably also providing, I would say, different learning approaches so that they can find a way that best, to learn, I would say the different tools, and providing feedback will help to, cultivate a culture of continuous learning.
Wow, that is nice. You mentioned having a growth mindset, right? Is there any tips that you can share with us on extending this sort of promoting a growth mindset with your employees?
I would say that, of course, the thing is, growth mindset is always, try to look for opportunities. Instead of calling it a failure, I think, well, that's, we turn it around to be learning opportunities, right? So, this is, again, I would say that, started with the leadership. Okay. So how we can create the time, how we can actually create also opportunities for experiment, and actually to let them, for example, even myself, right? We do have our team meetings, and a lot of times in the meeting we will create agenda items about, hey, what we have learned, what we have create, any great ideas in the regions that we have been trying something new, including AI, so that we can share what has been the learning journey, what has been some downfall, how we have turned around, and if we are still, haven't get ideas, then perhaps other colleagues in other locations can point and share some ideas, and point the team to perhaps even individuals out of that group, right? For example, from IT, or for example, from other HR contexts they have met in different occasions, that they can be connected and try something, and then they can actually provide us update the next time.
Wow, I really love your idea of learning opportunities, right? And try and error, these are the learning opportunities. There's no such a word as failure, right? Wow, very nice, very positive. I really love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tina, how does Mattel? I understand that Mattel is advanced in terms of AI adoption. It actually started a few years ago, right? So how does Mattel assess the organizational readiness and employee capability to keep pace with these ongoing technological changes?
Yeah, good question. So we actually started 3 years ago, having the ideation kind of phase. Where we are right now is more into, we tried pilot also, the last year, and we are now in the integration kind of phase. And the thing is, of course, we try, for example, having an early adopter kind of program. We recently have also organizing AI community an AI champion kind of programs to drive further adoption. So in actually assessing the, I would say the readiness, what we have been doing is to roll out, I would say survey, so as to track the, I would say the readiness, and also getting feedback from the employees so as to help us to facilitate future training plans. Okay. Second thing is like when we roll out those different programs, right? So we also leverage that to actually see how many of our employees actively, proactively enroll into the different programs, so that we can see also how excited they are, and that is also part of our matrix. And of course, we also track matrices on the capabilities, the technical adoption by attending I would say AI workshop we organize, and also well-being in pulse survey, so that we can actually keep a holistic view about our employees' readiness.
So I was a bit interested to know that when you roll out that survey, right, a few years ago, what was the readiness level of the staff at that time?
Of course, at that time it was very, very low, and it's okay actually, and that's why we understand that hey, it seems like most of us were not ready. And the thing is, I still remember some of the function were more ready than the other. For example, our design team, they actually were even before we have announced like hey, what could be some of the AIs to some of them, and perhaps already personally have been trying some of the AI tools. So the thing is actually with the survey and with the feedback, we know who could be potentially the early adopters, who are some of the functions perhaps then we will have to have more trainings available. And of course, recently we have also rolled out AI trainings for all the employees, so that then we can get everyone to a certain level.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice. For those who are online, just feel free to put your questions and comments on the comment box. So all these comments will be read by our speaker today, and all the questions will be answered. Just a friendly reminder. Okay, so let me carry on with the question here. Okay, facilitating adoption. So what methods or initiative have you found most successful in encouraging staff to embrace and effectively use emerging technologies?
Well, I have to say that it takes a lot of I would say a lot of efforts. But the most important thing is we need full commitment from the executive leadership team across function. So because it's a long journey, okay? So cross-functional collaborations is very important. Of course, what is key is also having clear guidance on the AI use for the company. Okay, so that then we can tackle the trust issue from the employee side. So can I actually use AI tools, I would say formally for our work, right? And then I would say that like what I mentioned earlier, having leaders lead by example, learn about how AI works, apply those tools in the day-to-day work. Okay. And then I would say that also understand that different individual, we have to provide, I would say again, different I would say learning approaches, so that will actually drive I would say efficiency in terms of the individual learning. Okay. In our journey, I have to say that again, because we set up an AI office 2 years ago, and then we actually come up with very clear communications, from the top, that we are actually okay to use AI tool, and we expect to use it to actually get, I would say, to drive productivities, efficiencies, and even like getting inspired by using AI tools, from CEO, from our executive, and we actually say it all the time so that all employees understand and are expected to use the AI tools. And indeed, recently, we have, I would say, a partnership with OpenAI, and we have launched ChatGPT Enterprise, which is actually a secure business-grade AI tool that, for globally for our employees to use, so that they can actually enhance their day-to-day work, and for all different, I would say, purposes. And I think that actually will, remove the fear, and also, I would say, and make, I would say, our employees comfortable and confident about using the AI tool. And then also our leaders, whenever we have town hall, we actually use the AI tool to have the live translation for some of our locations, like in Japan, okay, and China also. And then at the same time, we also have, the chat box, so that actually we use it for instant kind of, questions, answering, using chat box. And also, for our team meeting, we use actually, AI tools to recap about the minute for those who cannot participate, for that meeting, so that they will not get left out and get updated about what has happened.
Wow, very nice. Using AI to capture the minutes of the meeting. Very nice.
Yeah.
So
the more you use it, the better, because then it becomes your habit, your new habit, right?
Very true, very true. But Tina, how do you measure the success of the AI adoption in your organization?
Well, the thing is, like what I said, right? When we see actually your day-to-day work or your process, if you are already seeing AI element to it, that is a sign of, I would say, adoption.
Okay. So the usage level, utilization level of the people in your organization using AI, right?
Yes. And of course, when we talk about the, I would say, topics, if people are sharing about, the challenges of AI, that also actually give us an indicator that they're using it, right? And of course, the thing is, this year, we are also rolling out like AI champion kind of program. So again, for those actually advocates, we can also understand, from them, what has been some of the challenges, like with their peers using AI, why not they are not adopting as frequently as they are, so that we actually understand, I would say, the challenges, so that then we can actually turn around into specific kind of training and also initiative, so that we can highlight some of the value added kind of function in those AI tool, so that they can see more the benefit to use them. And hopefully then, we will see more adoption of it.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, let them see the benefits of the use of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because, that's very true.
Very, very nice. So AI adoption is a kind of change management, right, Tina? So leadership in change. So what kind of qualities leadership should possess in order for them to drive successful digital transformation within human resources and across the broader organization?
Yeah. Well, like what we have said, right? Even though there has been rapid development in AI in a lot of organizations, the adoptions remain challenging. And the thing is, it's not just a tech issue. Indeed, it's a people issue, right? And the thing is that a lot of time there are still a lot of fear, anxiety using AI, and there are also trust issue, whether it's secure, privacy issue. So I believe that with this kind of transformation, I think we need to make sure that first of all, for HR, we can be the change enabler to actually address those people issue, to actually remove those fear, and then actually foster confidence and trust in those tools. Okay, so that's one of I would say that the leadership ability is to be able to be transparent and at the same time open, so as to actually build up trust and remove the fear, so as to drive the adoption. Second is the growth mindset we talked about earlier, to actually how to foster a continuous learning. So AI is, another tool that, is stranger to us, but at the same time, when we know how to use it, we actually see the benefit and they become our partner. And then we can actually collaborate to use it for the benefit, the best benefit to our organization and to our business.
Very nice. HR to be the change enabler, right? Remove the fear and at the same time enhance this growth mindset within the organization. I think earlier I shared with Tina that yesterday we had a webinar with the general manager of a hotel in Singapore. And that general manager actually worked on a project for 3 years to redesign some of the workflow. And I did have a question for him about the biggest challenge about the whole project. And of course, he said that change management. And I asked him, would there be any moments that you really wanted to give up? He said, no, every day has pushback, but also tell himself that never give up, never giving up. Yeah, that's the spirit, right? I'm sure that you also have this never giving up spirit within your organization, Tina, right? So that
absolutely. That's why I think like growth mindset again. I mean, if we look at transformations, is another significant change, right? So is change management at the end. And I always see just like a coin, you always have both sides, right? Two sides. You always see I would say opportunities on how to turn around with I would say changes. So and we have proven in the past that hey, a lot of changes, yes, there are fear. Yes, when we are not familiarized it, we see more it's like, hey, if it doesn't work, or hey, am I able to grab it and embrace it? But at the end, we've proven that we have conquered it. And I think AI transformations is just, similar to what we have gone through together.
Thank you, Tina. So now we are towards the end of the session. Any closing remarks for us?
I will say that again, AI to me, I would say that I still remember 3 years ago when I heard about it, I was like, what is that? So and that's why I started to organize a workshop, and both for the benefit for my team and myself. And I still remember the trainer. He said that AI will not replace us, but is the people that know about AI, probably will last. And I think this is very true. The thing is, the quicker you learn, the more you understand what it is, then you can see that actually it could be our great partner, and that can actually free up a lot of our time, which we always kind of juggle, a lot of priorities. And actually, that may actually leave us with even more opportunities to able to tackle and, giving us more time to, to meet more of our objective as HR professionals.
Wow. I love it, right? So AI is here not to replace us, but we only replace those who don't know AI. So here we have to grab the chance to learn as much AI as we can so that we can show our value to the organization. And Tina, I really love your sharing in this session about HR leaders to lead by examples. And with the management support, we are able to walk this journey smoothly and just use more AI tools as you share about the Copilot and other like ChatGPT and other tools that your company has been providing to your employees, and also provide them with the learning opportunities. Let them try and error, never give up. And these are the learning that they have got. And at the same time, you also enhance their growth mindset within the organization, right? So that they're open-minded to learn all this kind of new technology. That's very, very nice. Thank you so much, Tina. I got a lot of nuggets of wisdom from you. And HR being the change enabler. And of course, for us, we also need to have growth mindset, right? In order to grow together with the organization. Thank you so much, Tina. So that's the end of our session today. Thanks so much for the wonderful session. And next week, we will have the HR leaders from Singapore to share with us their insights on tackle these top challenges. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to that too. Thank you, Rita.
Yeah, thank you. So have a nice day to every one of you. See you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye.